Have you ever felt your energy shift the moment someone enters the room? Not because of what they say, but because of how they make you feel. A heavy, subtle weight, confusion, doubt, that strange tension that lingers even after they leave. Evil doesn't always show up wearing horns or holding a sword. It doesn't always scream, "I'm here." Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it shakes your hand. The truth is, evil isn't just a myth or a movie trope, it's real. It exists quietly among us, and the most dangerous kind are the ones hiding in plain sight. But here's the good news. You can learn to spot it. Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus knew this long ago. They believed that evil reveals itself in patterns, habits, motives, behaviors. And when you recognize those patterns, you reclaim your power. You protect your peace. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 unmistakable signs that there may be an evil person in your life, using the wisdom of ancient Stoicism to guide us. Let's begin. Number 1. Constant manipulation. Seneca once wrote, "He who has much to fear has also much to manipulate." And this is exactly what the manipulative person does. They live in fear, but mask it with control. Manipulation doesn't always come with raised voices or overt commands. It often comes in whispers, in the bending of facts, the quiet spinning of your reality. One day you're sure of your decisions. The next, you're second-guessing everything. You start to feel like you can't trust your own judgment. But somehow you can trust them, right? That's not coincidence. That's strategy. This is what the modern world calls gaslighting, a subtle but powerful distortion of your truth. They twist your words. They make you feel guilty. They reframe their selfish goals as what's best for you. But look closer, who benefits most from their advice? You or them? Marcus Aurelius taught that a wise person strengthens others. But manipulators don't want you strong, they want you dependent. Ask yourself, do they guide you toward freedom or bind you closer to their will? Do they support your boundaries or erode them with flattery and guilt? A Stoic mentor would lead you to independence, not control. So, what should you do when you see the signs? Step back, reflect, reclaim clarity. Because, as Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Don't let their deception become your reality. The antidote to their manipulation is your self-awareness. Number 2. The mask of charm. As Epictetus warned, appearances are deceptive. And that's exactly how charm works when wielded by someone with a hidden agenda. Ever met someone who seems too polished, too charming? That dazzling smile, those warm words, they seem to have all the answers. But somehow, you always feel a little less grounded around them. Charm, in the right hands, can build trust and inspire. But in the wrong hands, it becomes a trap, a velvet rope that pulls you in and ties you down. Those with evil intentions use charm to disarm you. They make you feel seen, safe, even special, just long enough to slip past your defenses. So how do you tell the difference between authentic warmth and a carefully crafted mask? We'll explore that and much more in the next sign. But for now, remember this. Not every smile is sincere. Stay tuned. Following the mask of charm, we arrive at something even more dangerous. Deception cloaked in false intimacy. They know exactly how to get under your skin, but not in a way that brings closeness. Instead, it's all part of the performance. Evil individuals often master the art of making you feel special. They speak just the right words to lower your guard. They present themselves as the friend you've always needed, the partner you've longed for, or the mentor you never had. But here's the catch. Their appeal is hollower performance crafted to manipulate. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." These people may shine on the outside, but inwardly, their thoughts are shaded with dishonesty, manipulation, and hidden motives. Look closer. Are they overly flattering, yet evasive about their own story? Do they gain your trust quickly, but never truly let you see who they are beneath the surface? That's not transparency, it's a calculated disguise. One of the most telling signs comes when they believe no one is watching. Listen carefully to what they say when they think it won't be remembered. Watch how they treat those they deem unimportant. As Epictetus reminds us, character is revealed through action. No matter how polished their words are, they're true. Self is always found in what they do, not what they say. If you've ever felt magnetically drawn to someone, yet slightly uneasy deep down, you're not imagining it. That tension is your intuition picking up on something your mind can't yet articulate. Evil thrives when we ignore those quiet warning signs, brushing them off in favor of the fantasy we've been sold. But real goodness, it doesn't need a costume. It doesn't manipulate to be seen. Virtue shines plainly. It doesn't perform. It simply is. Number 3. Lies without conscience. Marcus Aurelius gave a simple principle. If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. But for those with malevolent intent, that rule doesn't apply. They lie without hesitation, without remorse, because for them, lies are simply tools to get what they want. And perhaps the most unsettling part, they lie so easily, so fluently, that it becomes second nature. Not careless, but calculated. Not clumsy, but consistent. Each lie has a purpose. Sometimes it's to avoid responsibility. Sometimes it's to gain power. Other times, it's simply to blur your sense of reality so they can control the narrative. Epictetus warns, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. And this is precisely the trap. They present themselves as the ones who already know better. You're wrong. They're right. You misremembered, not them. Your gut feeling, just emotion. But there's a flaw in their strategy. Lies require constant maintenance. The truth stands on its own, but lies must be fed, adjusted, protected. Watch for inconsistencies. Do their stories shift when questioned? Do timelines change when you challenge them? And pay attention to their defense mechanisms. Evil people rarely admit to lying. Instead, they'll gaslight you. You misunderstood. You're overreacting. Or worse, they'll deflect entirely, blaming others, or creating drama to divert your attention. Don't be fooled. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the fruit of a man's life is his character and his actions. So trust what you see, not just what you hear. When words and actions don't match, believe the actions. Don't be afraid to ask hard questions. Set clear boundaries. And if the dishonesty continues, remember you have every right to walk away. Up next, number 4. A chilling trait that reveals itself in their utter lack of empathy. Stay with me. So far, we've uncovered the destructive power of manipulation and deception. But what happens when someone lacks even the most basic human quality, empathy? Seneca once wrote, being human means not living for oneself alone. Yet truly malicious people don't see others as fellow travelers on life's path. To them, people are just tools, pieces to be used, moved, or discarded, depending on what serves their personal gain. If someone close to you seems consistently cold, calculated, and emotionally unavailable, take notice. A lack of empathy isn't just an unfortunate personality trait, it's a window into someone's soul. Empathy allows us to connect, to feel joy with others' happiness and sorrow in their pain. Without it, relationships become draining, one-sided, and transactional. These individuals weaponize emotional detachment. They may appear kind or caring when it benefits them, but the moment that illusion is no longer useful, their true nature bleeds through. You see it when they brush off your pain, redirect conversations to themselves, or mock your vulnerabilities. Have you ever shared something deeply personal, your grief, your fear, your hurt, only to be met with a blank stare, a dismissive shrug, or worse, a smirk? That's not just rudeness, it's a sign of a deeper void. Seneca reminds us, where there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. But to the truly evil, kindness isn't a reflex, it's an inconvenience. Look out for those who seem to enjoy watching others struggle. Whether it's subtle gloating or outright cruelty, their delight in others' misfortune reveals something dark. They might stir chaos, provoke conflict, or fan the flames of suffering just to sit back and watch it all burn. Marcus Aurelius offers this simple truth: waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. A truly virtuous person does not revel in the misery of others. They lift, support, and nurture, not dominate or belittle. To protect yourself, set clear emotional boundaries. Don't let their lack of empathy convince you that your emotions are invalid or excessive. Seek out relationships built on genuine care, mutual respect, and emotional reciprocity. Surround yourself with people who bring out your strength, not those who feed on your weakness. Number 5. The hunger for control. For a toxic person, control isn't just a preference, it's a lifeline. They crave it, they chase it, and they will manipulate, shame, or guilt trip you to get it. Control isn't about leadership, it's about dominance. Not just over situations, but over you, your time, your thoughts, your emotions, your sense of self. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. And that's exactly what evil people fear: your strength. They work subtly and persistently to undermine your autonomy and make you dependent on their version of reality. How do they do this? They may try to isolate you, control your schedule, limit your contacts, or question your memories and judgments. They may use guilt to make you feel like you owe them your obedience. Or they might apply emotional pressure, belittling your ideas, minimizing your opinions, or creating conditional affection. Over time, this erodes your confidence. You start second-guessing yourself, trusting your instincts less, and turning to them more. Ask yourself, are they trying to lead me or own me? Do I feel free or slowly more dependent? Do I make decisions that reflect my values or just try to avoid their disappointment? As Marcus Aurelius also taught, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. And if someone controls your thoughts, they control your life. Spot the signs early, protect your autonomy fiercely, and never forget, your thoughts, your voice, and your choices belong to you. After recognizing the controlling nature of toxic individuals, it's time we examine another alarming behavior: how they twist your struggles to bind you even tighter. Number 6. Evil people have a subtle way of making you feel like their guidance is essential for your survival. They don't just control situations, they manipulate your self-belief. By gradually wearing down your confidence, they make you think you need them to navigate life. But is that really support or strategic dependence? The Stoics had a different view of power. Epictetus famously said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." True power doesn't come from dominating others. It comes from mastering yourself, even when someone tries to trap you in mental chains. Your inner freedom can never be taken unless you surrender it. So how do you reclaim that freedom? It begins with recognizing the red flags. If someone consistently oversteps your boundaries, dismisses your opinions, or implies that your decisions are only valid when filtered through their approval, that's not love or guidance. That's control dressed up as care. Marcus Aurelius offers a timely reminder. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Your mind is your domain, your most sacred space. No one should be allowed to pollute it with doubt or fear. You have the right to think clearly, to act deliberately, to choose your path without interference. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. So, if you're ready to take back your authority and protect your peace, now is the time. Click that subscribe button not just for the next insight, but as a declaration. You are reclaiming your inner space. You are stepping out of their shadow and into your own clarity. Number 7. The blame game and the art of deflection. Seneca observed, "Every man prefers belief to the exercise of judgment," and unfortunately, evil individuals exploit this truth brilliantly. They dodge accountability like it's an art form, rewriting events, casting themselves as misunderstood, and painting you as the villain. When something goes wrong, do they ever pause and say, "You're right, that was my fault"? Or do they twist the facts, accuse you of overreacting, or claim you misunderstood them? This is the strategy of deflection. They redirect the spotlight, turning your valid concerns into your problem. They might say you're being too sensitive, or that you always make things bigger than they are. And just like that, the truth is blurred, and you're left questioning your own perception. It's not just manipulation, it's psychological warfare. Their goal isn't resolution, it's to stay innocent in the eyes of others and themselves. But don't be fooled. Their need to constantly shift blame is a reflection of deep insecurity and unchecked ego. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling like you had to apologize for their mistake? That's no accident. That's the tactic working as intended. Seneca reminds us that truth has no defense, it simply stands. But lies need layers, stories, excuses, finger-pointing. And the more complex their narrative, the more likely they're hiding from the simplicity of accountability. So what can you do? Stay rooted in facts, stay calm, ask direct questions, and require clear answers. Don't let them bury your concerns under guilt or distraction. Marcus Aurelius said it best. If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. If someone can never admit fault, never accept responsibility, they're not seeking truth. They're protecting a false self. Integrity starts with ownership, and those who constantly run from it are showing you who they really are. Set healthy boundaries. Refuse to be a scapegoat. And remember, you're not the villain in their story just because they said so. Number 8. Following the blame and deflection tactics we just explored, there's another chilling behavior that reveals the true nature of an evil person. Their twisted pleasure in other people's pain. Epictetus once warned us plainly, avoid those who rejoice in the harm of others. And that advice couldn't be more relevant here. One of the most disturbing traits of a truly malevolent person is this: they find joy in the suffering of others, not out of necessity, not as collateral damage, but for amusement, for the sheer thrill of watching someone else fall. Sometimes it's overt. A cruel laugh when someone fails, a smirk when others are in pain. Other times, it's more subtle, like a sarcastic comment masked as humor, or an exaggerated shrug when someone is clearly hurting. But no matter how it appears, the pattern is always the same: a dark satisfaction drawn from another's misfortune. Have you ever noticed someone in your life who seems energized when others are down? Maybe they're the first to spread rumors after someone's mistake, or they make cutting remarks cloaked in jokes when a friend is struggling. They might even position themselves as superior, using others' losses to fuel their own self-image. Seneca wisely noted, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." But evil people, they don't see adversity as a test of character. They see it as entertainment, especially when it's not happening to them. They feed their fragile egos by tearing others down. This isn't just insecurity, it's emotional parasitism. They need someone else to feel less than in order to feel enough themselves. The danger: this behavior is contagious. If you stay too long in their presence, it can start to dull your compassion, distort your empathy, and drain your spirit. The Stoics call us to do better, to surround ourselves with people who uplift us, who challenge us to grow, and who celebrate our wins instead of resenting them. So ask yourself, who in your life cheers you on, and who secretly enjoys watching you stumble? It's time to step away from those who thrive on cruelty. You deserve to be in the company of people who build, not break, who support, not sabotage. Number 9. When isolation becomes a weapon, and how evil uses loneliness as a tool of control. After uncovering the disturbing pleasure some take in others' suffering, we now turn to a more subtle yet equally dangerous tactic: isolation. When someone's primary interest isn't your well-being, but their own control, one of the first things they'll do is start isolating you. Slowly, quietly, they begin planting seeds of doubt about the people you've always trusted. Maybe they start small, with a casual comment about a friend's intentions, or a complaint about your family not really getting you. But over time, those seeds grow into a full-blown attack on your support system. Why do they do it? Because the more alone you are, the easier you are to control. By weakening your bonds with others, they make themselves appear to be your only true ally, the only one who really understands you, who cares about you. And when you're cut off from external perspectives, their lies and manipulations become harder to recognize. But here's the truth the Stoics never let us forget: we are not made to live in isolation. Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus both taught that we are part of something larger, a shared human experience, a community. Our connections to others aren't weaknesses. They are our strength, our clarity, our anchor in storms. So if you've been feeling increasingly alone lately, emotionally distant from the people who used to lift you up, pause. Take a moment. Step back and ask yourself, who have I stopped talking to? Why? Was it really your decision, or were you gently nudged there by someone else's agenda? Trust your instincts. Reach back out to the friends who truly care. Call that sibling. Reconnect with that mentor. Revisit the people who helped you become who you are. Because your relationships, your real ones, are the foundation of your resilience. And anyone who tries to sever them under the guise of protection is not protecting you at all. They're isolating you to dominate. Number 10. Jealousy in disguise. And how envy cloaked in concern can become a silent weapon against your confidence. After warning us about the isolating grip of control and jealousy masked as care, there remains one final, chilling sign of true malice, perhaps the most dangerous of all: an unrepentant heart. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This wasn't just advice, it was a challenge. A call to take responsibility for our actions and choose growth over stagnation. But the kind of person we're discussing here, they reject that call entirely. Truly toxic individuals refuse to change. They cling to destructive habits, harming others with no sense of guilt, no intention of learning, and certainly no desire to improve. Over and over again, they justify their harmful behaviors, portraying themselves as the victim, the misunderstood, or worse, as someone too important to be held accountable. They don't apologize. They don't reflect. They don't grow because, in their minds, they don't need to. Their refusal to change becomes a weapon. It poisons every interaction, draining others of energy, time, and emotional safety. They expect the world to adapt to them while they continue down their path of denial and blame. The Stoics taught us that introspection and accountability are what separate the virtuous from the wicked. True strength lies in the ability to reflect, to feel remorse, and to seek reconciliation, not perfection, but honest effort. So ask yourself, is there someone in your life who never takes responsibility? Who twists every conversation to avoid accountability? Who leaves a trail of hurt and acts as if they're the one who's been wronged? If so, protect your peace. Let go of the illusion that they will change, especially when they show no signs of wanting to. As Marcus Aurelius would remind us, your energy is better spent cultivating your own virtue, not trying to fix someone committed to staying broken. Because evil doesn't always wear a mask of darkness. Sometimes it looks like charm, familiarity, or even love. But by learning these signs, drawn from Stoic wisdom, you can begin to reclaim your clarity and live from a place of strength, not fear. Marcus also said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So choose thoughts that uplift. Choose people who challenge you to be better. Choose a life built on character, not chaos. And if this video spoke to something inside you, don't just leave with insight. Stay with us, like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to Stoic Capsule. Because this is only the beginning. There's more wisdom ahead, more truths to uncover, more inner strength to awaken. Until then, remember, you don't have to stay in the dark. You can choose the light, and we'll be here, waiting for you in the next video.